I've been playing 2XKO since 2023, from Evo 2023 to Combo Breaker 2024, various other events and tournaments, and Evo 2024. I've had a pretty much considerable amount of time playing this game. And before I go any further, I want to say this is an alpha, right? Y'all don't gotta tear the game apart. Say it's criticism, go on with your day and cook. I'm tired of Twitter, okay? I just had to say that. All right. This game's probably nowhere near completion. It's probably 9 months to maybe a year out at this point. But I do think it's important to provide your constructive criticism on the game without being negative and just writing off Riot because it's a game that you know Riot's popular for. But I think I read into my first critical problem with 2XKO that I started feeling very weird about the game now. Don't get me wrong, I still think the game is beautiful, but we gotta talk about the fuse system. Shout out to Scooch. He made a video talking about his frustrations with 2XKO probably being too hard, and a lot of aspects in that video I really do agree. But then he brought up something about the post fuse.
Newer players to pick up and play this game instantly, but it's so strange that it takes up your fuse spot and puts players at an immediate disadvantage against people who use any other fuse.
So yeah, after hearing that, I have to 100% agree with him. I don't personally vibe with it. And you're probably like, yo,
Yaya, just give somebody that know how to play the game.
No, man. If you're on this channel, you know the point of the content is tell people why this shit's fire and why you should play this fire shit. So no, that's not what I'm trying to do, man. So I spent most of my Saturday playing 2XKO with people of various different skill levels. From a person that's never touched a fighting game, for people that know of fighting games, from casuals that know how to execute something in a fighting game, and to people that have played or placed or even won top 8 at a tournament in a different fighting game. And I'll be straight up, I think the post fuse is not a fun time in 2XKO, especially if you're trying to play with a new person. It's so bad, it's a problem, and I'll explain why. When I was playing 2XKO with new friends and my friends that wanted to play fighting games for the first time, they were like, yo, I want to use auto combos. I was like, okay, cool, I can play on it, but I ain't really liking it because I don't like how the buttons work from the light, medium, heavy, and how auto combos work for once. And I realized when I said, hey, pick anything but post, a lot of them get demoralized. So then I backtrack instantly saying, you know what, fuck it, just pick post. And playing with new players that want to pick post, especially when they learn the game, they feel like tag game's already overwhelming. The game is a 6-button fighter. It can be very hard to demoralize, especially when you value winning as a good time versus losing in fighting games. Fighting games are a hard genre to get into, and to be honest with you, it's very mentally tasking on the game if you're not always winning. I've had moments like that with fighting games. I'm like, bro, I'm losing too much, I don't play this shit no more. Or I'm losing a lot, I can't identify why I'm losing a lot, and now I got a headache, and then I just turn the shit off. I might not even play it for the next day because that mental stress of me trying to figure it out and not understanding is frustrating. I understand, I agree with y'all, especially early on when I was playing fighting games. If one of your partners on the team is of a veteran player in fighting games, I'm saying veteran loosely, have knowledge to put stuff together and figure out stuff, it is not a fun time for that player. Rather, the new player is probably having fun if they're using posts because they just hitting things and things are happening, which that's the point of it. Then again, when they lose, they get mad, demoralized because they're like, damn, he playing on the auto combo stuff and still losing, because it just feels very jarring to play. I've seen that a lot already from the game across the board. And here's my solution on it. At first, I think the fuse system in 2XKO should be tied to whatever the character's player picks, meaning everybody gets a fuse, but then that'll make shit too broken. Right now we got Ori with a broke back assist that works like Vegeta Dragon Ball Fighters assist from season 1. I personally think it will be kind of cool but chaotic because it's I just want to see the bullshit in tag games. That's why tag games are cool to me, but I understand that's a little too far, especially having somebody with 2x assist and then double down. My another solution for fixing posts is making it a more of a control scheme that can be selected, very similar to the modern control scheme in Street Fighter 6. But I definitely think Street Fighter 6 has mastered a simplistic control scheme for a player base, as well as giving them the opportunity to still play the game in a normal manner. But then I realized that playing with new people, trying to get people into this game, I feel like Riot has an oversight on that because they're failing the mission of 2xKO. I always believe 2xKO is supposed to be a tag fighter, but heavy big on accessibility, especially for new players. And a lot of times when new players play with their friends, they usually have a friend that's slightly better than them or even completely remotely better than them altogether. And then even then, when it comes to people learning how to use any other version outside of post, it is very taskily demanding, especially if they don't know how tag games work. This is why I said it's an alpha early in the video, because the game doesn't have necessarily a good tutorial. When a game comes out, if you play Valorant, you know how great their tutorial is, even on console version that recently just dropped from beta to now. I also personally find, as a player, I know how to use them to a lot of degrees. I honestly feel like the fuse system goes from like you a baby to hydrogen bomb in the other variants outside of post. If I had to make a quick tier list of the fuse system in 2xKO, it'd go like this. So post is the beginner, okay? And then everything else is like advanced, intermediate, plus. Unlocking both players to the post is frustrating. I don't know, maybe I might be overreacting to it, and maybe it's a small oversight that I'm not thinking about, or Riot maybe did it. But I do think that like they need to have more customization with those people, because then like it's forcing both players to play the game the exact same way with the fuse system. I have to reiterate that this is still an alpha, but a little bit me inside wants to say Riot kind of misjudged or took a huge misstep with the post fuse in 2xKO. Let's look at Valorant. I am not a PC Valorant player. Heck, I am 100% against keyboard and mouse. I do not like playing on it. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that at this point. However, all my friends are way better at shooters than me, primarily on PC altogether. However, I don't feel like I'm a huge disparity or a burden on somebody, because I have to be locked to a control scheme while everybody has just a keyboard and a mouse and they play and cook. Yeah, there's various parameters to them having better equipment or higher refresh rate monitors in play, but I think giving everybody the chance to just play a game normally with their friends is beautiful in the first place. I don't know, I 100% feel like the post fuse needs to be reworked in 2xKO, because right now it ain't cutting it for me, and it hurts, because I feel like it's gonna get to a point to where I want to play with my new friends that want to get into fighting games, but I'm no longer having fun being locked to the post fuse. Thus overall kill my enjoyment, or splits the player base up, at least between my group of friends, because I don't want to use post fuse and I have to just go play with people that already have somewhat of an idea on how to do things in the game. Essentially, they failed at making it an option, more so feeling like you're damned if you do or you don't. And I already kind of am indifferent on the fuse system a little bit, because it makes the tag game, and then it just like takes bits and pieces of it and makes it like a mechanic. And I don't know how I truly feel about it in longevity, but like this game's amazing, but I don't want to keep rambling about this, but this is a quick little video about my thoughts on at least that. I'll go into a more in-depth video when I get the full game out, when the full game does come out, whenever. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.
Let's see who's stronger.